Hi friends, and welcome back to the day before. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Mel Robbins and her program that's free called The Reset. I completed it over this past weekend, and I wanted to give an overview of what it is, my thoughts about it, and whether I recommend it or not. So I came across Mel Robbins, and basically I believe she's a motivational speaker and author. And she was a business motivational speaker and author, and now she's just a motivational speaker and author. So I came across her on something. TikTok, Instagram, I'm not sure anymore. However, where I really saw value in the things she had to say is I watched one of her podcasts on YouTube, and it was about her 5-second rule. She talked about, and she has a book all about the 5-second rule, but she talked about what happened in her life for her to come up with this. And she also talked about, her developing it and stuff like that and how it works. And I do believe it does work. If you hear traffic in the background, just ignore it. But it does work. I tried it out. So basically, it is, you just launch yourself into action. Instead of hitting the snooze button when you hear your alarm, you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you launch into your day just like a rocket. You know what I'm saying? And it's a way to get things started. And it works. I mean, I don't have problems getting up in the morning. I just wake up naturally. I know I'm one of those weird people that do that. However, I did use it to start exercising one day, and it really worked. So, one of my goals, I've told you in a previous video, probably the one right before this, that I've recently, this year, lost 45 pounds. And, I am slacking. I have gained a few pounds back. I just weighed myself this morning, and I was 182.4 or something like that. So I really need to, get back on track with my health goals, right? So I need to use that because it works. So I came across Mel Robbins The Reset, and it's a training program. There are 3 trainings, and the first day you just watch a 30-minute video, and I just took some notes. She talks about why in her life she needed a reset, how she realized it, and she talks about the workbook. So you're going to use the workbook through the whole training programs. And she talks about a reset in 4 areas of your life. Health and wellness, which I kind of did a reset on my own earlier this year, right? And, but I do need to reset right now and get back on track. Work, career, and business, relationships and love, and fun and happiness. And then she gives you a gauge on how you can measure these things, right? So in the Training 1 workbook that I filled out, it just asks how you're doing, for real, to be honest with yourself. And I think that's really important when you're doing this reset, is that you are honest with yourself, right? And then it just asks you to gauge for each of those 4 areas of your life where you are, right? And then, what do you want your life to look like? And I think that just helps you to give a mental picture of, areas where you're doing well. You need to keep going, maybe step it up a bit. Maybe you're starting to slack like I am in health and wellness. Or, it could tell you, wow, I didn't even realize I had a problem in this area, which is great. So you realize where you're needing to work on things. Why are you stuck? So I thought that first day was great, so that motivated me to keep going. And honestly, I was going to keep going anyway. Every November 11th, I make a change, right? In November 11th of 2019, I quit smoking for the last time. You know, I have quit smoking before. I slipped up and I needed to quit again. So that was my life change for November the 11th. And this November the 11th, I had some ideas, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So my November the 11th, I started the reset. And I'm glad I did. I kept going with it. So on Saturday, I watched the Training 2 video. And, you know, in the Training 2 video, basically, the thing that she's talking about is that you're making a big mistake when you're, you know, looking at your goals and stuff, and most people are, right? And that is that you're focused on the big stuff. And she goes through how your whole life is the little things, you know? And it really is. And I won't go any more into that, you know. I will let you, if you would like to, watch that video yourself, because it's free. And I really recommend that you do. So, when you go onto the workbook, it asks you to look at, if you keep doing the same small things in your life, what will your life look like in the future, right? If you just keep doing the same old thing. It asks you to do that in each of the 4 areas of your life that you looked at in training number 1. And then it asks you, if you had 5 weeks to focus entirely on what matters to you, how would you spend that time? It also asks, how do you want to feel in each of the areas of your life? And what are the small everyday habits of people who are successful in those areas of life? How do they live? It could be a person you know. It could be a motivational speaker. It could, like Mel Robbins, it could be, you know, just someone who you know in your life. If you don't know anyone, you know, or if you can't think of anyone, just think of, you know, the ideal person who has a lot of fun and happiness in their life. What would they do every day? What would be the small things that they do every day? Right? And there's some other stuff that you fill out in that part of your training workbook. So then we come to training number 3, and it's also about a 30-minute video. So each of the videos is 30 minutes for around a total of an hour and a half. And you can do that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You deserve more than 30 minutes in a day for yourself. But if you're only going to take that much time, do 30 minutes a day for yourself, right? So, in training number 3, we're looking at behavior and action. And she gives a few little tricks on how to get started. So, what I thought was really cool, and I won't go into, you know, her solution for this, but if you think about it, you know, when you get up in the morning, say, and you're one of the people who don't get up out of bed automatically, first you feel, right? So you feel like, oh, I'm so tired still, you know, I'm so cozy in my bed, I just want to keep laying here, right? And then you have your thoughts like, oh gosh, I have to get up, but I don't want to, you know, I don't think it would hurt to get 30 more minutes of sleep, right? So you hit the snooze for 30 minutes. And then, you know, you hit the snooze for 30 more, because what comes after the thoughts are your actions. So, basically, she has a little trick on how to, because everyone does this, you know, she has some tricks on how to stop doing that. You know, you gotta, you know, flip around some of these steps that come naturally, right? And there are some other tips and tricks that she has. and training 3. And then you fill out the workbook, which I would say on training 3, the workbook was the hardest to fill out. But I did take the time, I filled it out completely, and I'm glad that I did. So, would I recommend this program? Absolutely. Yes, I would. It's free. Why not? And I will leave a link down below where you can go and check it out. I honestly think that I needed this reset, and it came along at exactly the right time. In the 4 areas of my life, there was one that I kind of knew I needed work on, and then there was another that I wasn't even thinking about that I'm lacking in almost completely. So I know where to get started now. And that's thanks to Mel Robbins. I really like her. I also recommend just following on her on YouTube. Like, if you're here, you probably are. And if you're not, I would definitely recommend it if you're just looking for a boost. If you're looking for a way to find motivation to get things done, I would follow her. She has some science-backed, neurological science-backed tricks to help you reach your goals. And who doesn't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? So, I would recommend doing Mel Robbins The Reset. I would recommend following her on her channels. I love her a lot. I'm glad I found her at this season in my life. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos from me, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye-bye.